right, today is February 12th. Um, so, so I guess we'll do stand up what we did last week, and I'll go first on it. I think. Well, actually, no. Chris, you go first. Do you mind?
No, that's cool.
Okay.
Okay,
I gotta set myself up.
cool deal. Okay, so last week I attended the Extreme Manufacturing Certified Scrum Master class in the Linwood shop, and it was amazing. Um, Also, while I was there, posted a demo pics of the I guess of the class and the WIKISPEED build party on Thursday night. Put that on Facebook and several other things. Tweeted it, all the other normal stuff. Um, let's see. I started building this list like a week ago, so I don't remember what's on it. Okay, I answered some comments on the website. Some people were replying to the blog about the blocks with the engine and a few things. I got back, basically put replies there. Um, I put a blog on the website about WikiSpeed entering the local motors light car challenge, and that was basically just a copy and a little bit slight edit and a little adding of information on Joe's post to the Facebook's page. Okay, so I delivered the accelerator pedal connectors to the Linwood shop, and I tried to check an existing wire harness to see what gauge wire I need, but I ran into with the wiring harness that weren't attached did not have the connector, so I wasn't sure which one it was. And the one that was on the car that we pulled the engine out of um, was not fully detached yet, so I had an issue getting up in there and figuring out uh, what the um, what the gauge was. But I think I can look that up, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal. Um, Oh, and since I was in the Linwood shop, I fixed the door handle to go in the entry code that you have to punch in. The keypad broke, and that wasn't the hard part to fix. It was the actual mechanics of the door handle. Apparently, every screw has to be at the exact right amount of tightness, not tight like looseness, in order for the lock to move, and with a little electric motor in there. So it was. I think I took it apart and put it back together like 8 times before I found the magic amount of tightening each screw. So, but at the end of the night, everyone was able to get out and in. So, I fixed. I did not know this was an issue today. I was just looking at the Google Analytics account that we have set up for the website that shows how many visitors and like where they're from and all the neat demographics. It hasn't been working for an unknown amount of time. Um, I maybe since January or something. Basically, I guess an update on the WordPress or one of the plugins removed the Google Analytics ID, so I ended up putting that back in, and it seems like it's working from this point forward. Um, and I worked on an issue with on these recordings, trying to mute my microphone without on the recording and on Hangouts. And I thought I had it fixed, but it looked like it wouldn't record properly with that. But the actual recordings end up a little weird because you're actually what's being recorded is what's coming out of my speakers, not the Hangout. So I've been working on an issue with that. Okay, and for next week, I plan on focusing on the light car challenge. I did some work on that today, um, catching up on some of the stuff, and I really want to focus on that because there's only a limited amount of time to get it done. I also want to work on figuring out what the correct gauge of wire is on the connector, since I have the connectors and want to get started on making one. And I think the only other thing I have is I want to follow up and see how the Libre GeoMagic license works. I know we've been renewed, but I need to get a copy so I can start on an alternate project. And other than that, I have no blocks, and I think that finishes up the first portion.
Great. I'll go next. Last week, I actually started work on forces moments and on the frame for the engine module. I ordered, I sourced most of the parts that I need and ordered so that I can continue to CAD. There's some parts I need to do the axles, aluminum, and the bearing. I am rewinding the electric motor to suit WIKISPEED needs, other than what it originally was for, which was a direct drive washing machine. And and I did some more CAD on the car on the engine module, my demo. I actually have a demo of the some of the renderings of the CAD, which I'll bring up now. Full screen. Make sure I get this right this time. All right, there we go. This is can you see the see this?
Yep.
Okay. This is the early renderings, and this is the actual. This is two motors inside this frame, and you can see how large they are. Compare this to this frame. The width of the one bar is the width of the car inside of the module, and you can see how large these engines are. They can produce a ton of torque. And then this is with the cover, with the carbon cover on the rear dust shield, protected from the elements. And then this is the correct one now that is on. The bearings were changed so that the splines could just go in without being bolted in, just like it does on the transmission. And here's the actual carrier of it on the inside with the timing pulleys. And this is where the electric engines would mount. And for now, we're only going to do one, so only one side will be active. And that's it for that. All right, stop this engine. And blocks, I don't have any blocks at the moment. And I guess we're doing next week too. I suppose what I'm going to do next week, and that would be some more CAD work, and when the stuff comes in that I order, I got to do some more CAD work, and then I'm going to order the rest of the stuff, and hopefully I can start cutting the aluminum and maybe welding it. And that's it for me. Lauren, I guess that leaves you.
Yeah. So I have I just been reading emails and some of the things about the light car. Aside that, I have a giant block of getting my money and sort of everything in order so that I can probably take a contract and do more with you guys. So that's I have a giant block, and that's it for me.
Okay. All right. I guess then we'll go to retrospective. Who would like to go first?
I'll go. So definitely a 10 for my ability to contribute to the team, since I got to go to the Linwood shop and actually get some real stuff done. And 10 for the team's goals. One thing when I was there, getting to see how much stuff was going on, we always talk about, it's hard. We're not always aware of everything that's happening. And being there, it's easy to see why a massive amount of stuff happened, and I maybe got a couple pictures because you forget to stop and document the work that you're doing. So, but no, like again, getting to see everybody's input and everything that's going on. There's a lot going on with the lat card challenge and everything else. So definitely a 10 for the team's goals too. If we're throwing process improvement in now, I would like to maybe create a new Carica board for the online team because we're actually normally about the size of a Scrum team. And I think using the Linwood board for kind of this online meeting is cluttering up the Carica board for the Linwood shop because it doesn't match the shop in the board. I'm sorry, the board in the shop. And it makes it so that nobody really wants to it's basically being used for two purposes with two teams, and nobody feels comfortable like grabbing pieces of it. So I was thinking maybe create a board just for the online team that could be accessible. So, and that's it for me.
I'm going to give myself a 10 this week. And And I'm going to give the team a 9.5. It's awesome work what you're doing, Chris, and that was awesome to see up at the pictures from Washington with you in it. And man, the food too, of course, because I know her. But process improvement, I would have to agree with you on the on taking the light card stuff off the board and making a separate one for it. That seems way too confusing. Although I don't really check the character boards, but I would agree with that. That's it for me.
Okay, so I'm a not applicable for me, and 10 for the team. It's obviously a lot going on, and I've been at Linwood a couple of times too, and I concur with Chris that there's a lot going on, and the process improvement I totally agree with Chris. So I think we got unanimity on the process improvement, and that's it.
On that, then I'll take the initiative to go ahead and get the board created, people invited, and the structure set up.
Awesome. Well, I guess that concludes the ceremonies for this meeting. Is there anybody want to talk about anything in particular?
I just want to ask about the your CAD, the motor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that looks like, you know, a real high sport, like the size of it, just from the size of it. I don't know anything else, but, and you're talking about it was going to be really powerful. So that's like, could be a very high performance kind of a thing, lead to a very high performance kind of a thing. I think that's a really cool idea. And it remind me of a Spitfire, those planes in World War II where it's just a giant engine and they got a little cockpit sitting on top of the engine.
Yeah, it's just somebody riding an engine. Yeah, no, it should be pretty powerful. I'm rewiring the motor so that it doesn't take as many volts, and it works mostly off current instead of volts. Because when it came out of the washing machine, it's got a ton of torque, and it's got and each rotor was wound 4 times, so with wire. So it needs a lot of volts to get it even going, but it only puts out low RPMs. So I'm thinking of only winding it 1 time and make it so it pushes a lot of current instead of volts through it. Which the controller I have is designed to push a lot of current, not so many volts. So I think it's good, and it's designed for about 7 horsepower. But you know, electric engines have a ton of torque, so I think it's going to do really good.
And so would the body fit on it, or does the body need to be popped up like a hot rod where you got the engine sticking up?
No. No. That's just the frame that's sticking up is slightly sticking up, and it's only sticking up to counteract what is it? There's the wheels and the frame, how they're built right now. There's an arm from the suspension arm to the frame. There's an arm. There's a moment right there twisting the chassis inward. It's going in like that. So that frame on top is to take the weight of the engine and push it down. It's counteracting that twist, and then the bottom part is bolted and will keep it from pushing it out so much. So it's using the engine to counter it a little bit, the weight of it.
And do you have to account for? I don't know. I know nothing about this, but like the any kind of safety things of it when it's actually running, in terms of being grounded or not getting shocked and things like that.
Well, it's going to be negative grounded to the chassis, just like a regular 12-volt battery. And then the cover there is going to keep your hands from getting caught, caught inside the rotor or the belt or the pulleys or any of that stuff.
Right.
There's also there's a fail-safe on the actual controller itself, where you actually have to go full throttle first and then back to no throttle. You have to wait for the beep, bring it back down, and you can also get an electronic key so that just like a regular car key except it's electronic. You can get one of those for it that'll make it run only with that key in there, and that if that key pops out, it'll automatically stop. So
Cool.
there's a lot of safety stuff on it, but yeah, electric motors, think about electric cars, they're kind of dangerous. Take off and it's gonna that much torque gonna run right through a brick wall.
That's right.
By wire. That's what they give you those warnings when you buy these powerful electric motors. They kind of a write off the warning saying that oh, be careful, you get bodily injury, death, motors can start at any time without notice. Yeah, hopefully nothing should happen. But yeah, it's great with a 2-to-1, and I figure if you get 2,000 RPMs out of it, the thing should be able to run 40 miles an hour, no problem. And I'm pretty sure you can get 2,000 RPMs out of it. And I forgot what the other thing was. There's some runtime. I did work up some runtime by the how many amps per hour a battery could hold and all that at full throttle.
That was going to be my question: is how long of a range you would get off of a charge, which totally has to do with how much battery you have, obviously. But
yeah, how many batteries you have hooked in parallel, and you just work out the batteries I want to use have a 12C discharge rate are 6.2 amps per hour, but can discharge 12 times. There's some even where they can discharge even more than that, and they only last for you have to do the math for it, but they only last like 15 minutes at full discharge.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be a hot battery and a hot motor.
Right. Well, I just wanted to throw in too the CAD of it looks awesome. So it'll be amazing when you can actually get it built out.
The stuff is the bearings are from McMaster, and a lot of some of the other stuff has to be custom machined, but which I can do at my shop, which is not a problem. The worst thing is the splines that have to be put into the pulleys, but I figured out how it can be done, which is I have to get a U shaft that spline that somebody doesn't want, and lathe. They put it in a lathe and put a hemisphere on the spline. So I cut it off and put a hemisphere in there, and then take a hydraulic jack and ram it through a hole about the same size almost, and it'll cut through. It'll broach it.
I'm thinking. Yeah, go ahead.
I thought, or you could do it like if you were stuck in Mongolia and you need a spline, get a rock and hit it right through it.
I'm thinking something like a thunderbolt, lightning bolt on the side of the car and on your helmet too.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking of like naming it, put on the back of it, electromotive, make it look like one of those 60 things with some atom thing spinning around.
Perfect. Yeah, it is. It's retro because it's so simple and big. It is. It's Flash Gordon.
Hey, also, Lauren, to give you an idea of the scale of that thing, is that it fits inside the engine. Those brackets attached to the inside of the engine module, so it's like the slightly smaller than the width of the car. I don't know what the exact distance is, but yeah, it's not huge. Yeah.
I mean, I've looked in a Ferrari engine compartment, and it's full, right?
Yeah. Well, hold on a second. Let me get you. I have the stator. Let me go get it.
You're gonna get a dime for scale. Also, while we were waiting, I do want to just point out that if anyone ever gets the opportunity to go to one of these extreme manufacturing certified Scrum
Yeah,
Master
yeah.
classes, definitely do it. It was amazing. Getting to see Scrum in action and seeing
That's
the pairing and swarming, how amazing that is when it's done properly. I don't even know if we did anything else in the class properly as beginners, but pairing and swarming was amazing.
Was everybody like experienced with cars?
No,
No, they usually never are.
no. I mean, you had a group of highly motivated people that were experiencing all sorts of things, and one of the first things you do is very quickly figure out how to pair up in a scrum group with people that are,
Wow.
you want to kind of disperse the knowledge. So
Yeah.
like this class had 16 people. We had 4 teams. Like there was thought placed into what team you got on, but we only a couple minutes of time to compare, what was going
Wow.
on. So yeah.
Well, here is the stator, the actual size of it, and you can see compared to my head, it's pretty good size.
Okay.
But that's the stator, and here's the actual rotor itself is pretty big too. This is what I'm saying. It's got a good arm, so it's gonna have a lot of torque. Get that thing to spin the 5,000 RPMs, it's just gonna be incredible.
Do you think there's any way that it's going to be ready for it? Are we trying to get some sort of a way to get the car mobile for the Austin build at South by Southwest, right?
Right.
That's in March,
I
I
don't know if
think.
it's going to be ready, but I'm trying to get it.
I
So I
hopefully
gotta
will be at that build too. That's going to be an eight 1 hour sessions, I believe. And
wow.
they plan on building the car from the ground up and hopefully being able to drive it out of there that day. So that'll
Yeah.
be that could be very awesome.
That's March what?
March, I want to say 16th. It's a Monday.
Oh, still got some time.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. We got what three or four sprints before then. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm trying. I'm trying.
Oh yeah, I understand. No, but yeah, that would be awesome if it's ready by then.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Well, all right. Well, I've got
Okay.
nothing else. So I guess I'll see you all next week.
Yep.
All right. Good night.
All right.
Y'all have a good evening. Bye.
Take care.